I once got a channel audit that was god awful. The dude just basically hated my content, and he made it really obvious that he hated my content. Well, hey everybody, welcome back, content creators. I am so glad you're here because we're going to talk about something super important today, and that is quitting YouTube. How often do you think about quitting? What do you do when you think about quitting? I'm going to share with you the 5 things I do when I think about quitting, which is a lot, and I'm really glad you're here. So over on Instagram, I asked y'all, how often do you think about quitting YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, whatever the case may be? And your choices were most days, a few times a month, or hardly ever. 63% of you said most days or a few times a month. And I was very relieved to see this because that's me. It's actually a running gag around our house. My relationship with YouTube is kind of like, you know, the Dread Pirate Roberts from The Princess Bride. What does he say? Good night, Wesley. Sleep well. I'll most likely kill you in the morning. That's me and YouTube. We struggle. I have been doing this 8 years. 8 years. I have produced over 1,000 videos at this point. I have had, I don't know, something like 10 million views. It's how I make my living. I love it. I love YouTube. I love the people I meet in YouTube. I adore my viewers, but there are elements of it that just beat me down. Things we've already talked about, so I won't belabor the point, but you know, highly critical viewers, algorithms that don't love us back, situations where we constantly feel like we're failing, and this total derailment that can happen within our own brains that makes us think maybe we've just chosen the wrong field. So if that's you, if you've thought about quitting today, which I think is probably why you clicked on this video, I'm going to give you 5 practical things you can do if you feel like quitting YouTube that I think will really help you. Will they solve the problem completely? Probably not. Are you going to never think about quitting again? Probably not, but hopefully it will help you know that you're not alone and that there are some strategies you can use that could help you feel a lot better. So the first thing I do is be honest with myself about why I'm feeling that way. And if you're like me, you're probably not thinking of quitting because numbers are just so darn good. You're probably not thinking of quitting because the algorithm is in love with you and sponsors are banging down your door and you're getting 1 out of 10 every single video you produce. You're probably thinking about quitting because you're tired of the relentless pursuit of the next greatest video, and it gets a little exhausting. So the first thing that I do, and this is going to seem like I'm a glutton for punishment, but it really does help, is I look the numbers straight in the eye. I pull out those analytics. I take a close look, not just at the last 4 weeks or 6 weeks, but my trajectory for the last year. Where was I when I started? Where am I going? Frequently what I find when I do this process is things aren't quite as bleak as my mind has convinced me that they are. Maybe they are, maybe the numbers are a little bit better. Maybe the viewership has grown a little bit more. And it rarely, if ever, is going to look like this. Most of the time, it's going to look something like this. That's normal. That is the normal life cycle of any small business, particularly a YouTube channel. People's tastes will change, the schedule will change. Maybe the weather's really nice out and your audience is all people with families, so they're with their kids. Maybe it's summer break, maybe it's January. There's a million reasons why your views can be down, but you really have to dig into the numbers to find that out. Don't let it be like when you're broke and you don't check your checking account or your credit card statement because you're like, if I don't look at it, then it's not real. Look at the numbers, stare them down. Maybe they're not as scary as you think. Maybe it's not as bad as you think, but you won't know until you check. Okay, the number 2 thing that I do when I'm feeling like I want to quit and I'm discouraged about the numbers is I check other creators in my same niche. Frequently what I find is their views are also down, which might mean you need to look at your niche, but it also just might mean there's just a bit of an ebb and flow going on. Maybe it isn't you. Maybe it's the niche in general. Maybe it's that your audience used to really love this one topic and now they really don't, and they're watching this other creator for something that's kind of similar but not exactly the same thing. So take whatever your niche is, let's say gardening. search for it. What I do now is I search in Google, not on YouTube, and see what the top videos are that come up. That will give you a really clear picture of what people are watching that are looking for your content. Look at everything about those channels. How are they doing their thumbnails? What is their presentation style? Look at their demographics. And as much as you can research, sometimes if you have vidIQ or TubeBuddy, you can see a lot of details about those other channels, and really look at what they're doing well, and also look at what maybe you could improve with what you're doing. And it isn't that I want you to copy another creator, because we never want to do that, but that will give you clues, especially if your audience is still watching videos about that content, but they're not watching you anymore. You're going to have to look at who they are watching to figure out why. So check out other creators in your niche that are doing it well. Okay, the number 3 thing I want you to do, give yourself a little zhuzh. Give yourself a little glow up. Maybe it's as small as, I recently went and got my colors done. By the way, this shirt is one of my colors. Do you love it? I know, me too. Maybe it's your background. Maybe it's your sound. Maybe it's your lighting. Give yourself a little glow up. Buy your channel a little gift. Maybe it's time for a new camera. Maybe if you use iPhone like I do, you want to upgrade to the iPhone 17 Pro. That's the one that I just got this last week. There are lots of little things you can do. Is it going to make a huge difference in your views? Probably not, but it will make you just feel a little fresh and a little lighter, and it's something positive. It's kind of like when you get your hair done or you get a new outfit. It just gets a little bit more energy under your steps, because if you're starting to feel like it's a what's the word I want? Drudgery, your audience is picking up on that. Maybe you just need to do something to help you enjoy your work more. Are you working on a MacBook that it's on its last legs? Are you really struggling with your editing because your internet is so slow? All these different things. Is there one thing that you could just give a bit of a boost, a bit of a glow up, and it might give you that pep in your step that you need to continue on and to make that next video? Okay, number 4 is get outside help. This can be a trusted friend. This can be a professional. Yes, I do offer one-on-one consulting. Be very careful where you get your advice. I once got a channel audit that was god awful. The dude just basically hated my content, and he made it really obvious that he hated my content. He thought I was old. He thought my music was corny. He said some things that were wildly personal and very unkind, and it felt more like a personal attack and less like a channel audit. I ended up calling the company that he worked for and sharing how upsetting it was for me. They refunded my money. They actually ended up giving me a free subscription to their business. They said they had troubles with him before, but just don't pick somebody out of the yellow pages, right? Not that we have yellow pages anymore, but you know, if we did, if we had yellow pages, make sure you choose wisely. You want someone that's really going to look objectively and knows what they're doing and isn't just going to give you their personal opinion about your channel and your audience. But having that outside opinion, knowing that you're going to have to check your ego, right? You're going to have to listen to what they have to say and really be willing, not necessarily to agree with it, but to listen to it and to think through it. And you might be wildly surprised by what that outside voice has to say. And it might give you just that boost of creativity that you need to get you over the current hump. Okay, and then number 5, keep moving forward. There's a story about Annie Murphy, who plays Alexis on Schitt's Creek. We absolutely love her, right? Love her. When she got the call that she had gotten the role in Schitt's Creek, was at rock bottom. I think she said she had like $33 left in her checking account. She didn't have enough money to make rent, and she really was over the whole thing, the whole acting thing, the constant auditions, the constant being told no. And she went on this one last audition. And I think I have this part of the story right. She almost didn't even go. And the rest is history. Schitt's Creek is a career-making show for so many actors. Look at what she's gone on and done. Since then, she's gotten major ad campaigns. She's had an amazing career. She was in another series recently that was really, really good. That was her big break, and she almost missed it because she almost quit. Now, our jobs are relentless. Our jobs can be wildly discouraging at times, but you do it because you love it. And so you may need to just re-identify with a part of you that loves it. And if you really feel like, if you go through all 5 of these steps and you're still having a hard time, take a break. We don't encourage each other to take breaks enough. And even though, yes, you might lose some revenue, you might lose some traction, if not taking the break means that you're going to quit altogether, isn't the break worth taking? And stepping aside and maybe just like living your life for a couple weeks. And for those of you that are doing a regular job in addition to YouTube, maybe take that pressure off yourself for a little while. Get some much needed rest, rejuvenate yourself, reboost your creativity, go through these 5 steps, and then see if you don't come back with a lot more enthusiasm and a lot more energy. Because if you've started to lose faith in yourself, your audience is going to lose faith in you too. Okay, that's it for today. If you came on here thinking you were going to quit, I hope you don't. We need your voice. You're doing such good work. And I hope that your next video is that big, bright, amazing channel making one. But even if it's not, it's work well done because you gave it your all. Just keep going, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.